Hey, what's up? This your boy Big Man. You already know what it is, man. So let's get right to it. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about NBA Youngboy. Now, NBA Youngboy is still going through the process of his trial, right? But there was a recent revelation that was put online by a well-respected source in the hip-hop media and even just in legal situations as far as pop culture is concerned. There's a guy, he goes by Lawyers for Workers on Instagram, and he recently dropped this video where he talked about NBA Youngboy's co-defendant. And in this video, he talks about the fact that NBA Youngboy's co-defendant looks like he's pleading guilty, man. So he's reportedly pleading guilty to the weapons charges that I believe that he shares with NBA Youngboy. Don't hold me to that. But man, we'll get to the video and break all that down. But before we do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And man, let's get it. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, let's talk about this latest update or news that we've received from, this guy. He goes by the name of Lawyer for Workers. And dude, his information is usually legit. You can tell it's coming from an official source most of the time, or probably all the time, man. Because dude is an attorney, right? And the way he breaks things down, he gives it, he puts his spin on it so that way it's digestible for people who just want to listen to regular talk. It's not in all legal jargon and all that, right? Now, in this video, he talks about the fact that NBA Youngboy's co-defendant looks like he might be facing up to 10 years, I believe, and he's actually taking these gun charges on this federal gun case that NBA Youngboy is involved with. Now, for NBA Youngboy fans, this could be some good news if this somehow turns out to be that NBA Youngboy wasn't involved at all. And there was a report that was released recently that talked about the fact that NBA Youngboy's, legal team feels confident in him being proven innocent in this case. And this might be a bigger part of that. But man, let's check out the clip.
NBA Youngboy update. In his Louisiana federal gun case, there was two defendants, him and another individual. Both of them were charged as being felons in possession of a firearm in violation of federal law. Now, the other individual, the co-defendant, he's entering into a plea agreement to plead guilty. He's admitting that he possessed a firearm on that day in violation of federal law. He's facing a maximum prison sentence of 10 years. What does this mean for Youngboy? Well, one thing we know is the timing of the plea agreement. Apparently, this plea agreement was entered into in the beginning of February before the judge ruled in favor of Youngboy, throwing out some of the evidence against him. It could have been that the prosecutors saw the writing on the wall, that their case against Youngboy was falling apart, evidence was going to get thrown out. Let's go work on this co-defendant and see what information he can give us. Let's offer him a plea. Only time will tell, but this is a big development. So we'll see, man, what happens in the next couple of weeks. There should be a pre-sentence investigation report issued against the co-defendant, and then the co-defendant will be sentenced. And at that time, typically, you see whether there's any sort of cooperation agreements, any sort of 5K statement where somebody's giving up information in exchange for a lesser sentence, and whether any of that information is going to impact the charges and the evidence against Youngboy.
Okay, so as you heard from the lawyer there, he said this, man. He said that NBA Youngboy's co-defendant was also charged with weapons charges federally with NBA Youngboy. Now, he entered his plea agreement back in February. So this was before any of the recent updates in NBA Youngboy's case. So it seems like there's room to believe that possibly NBA Youngboy's case, or at least the case against NBA Youngboy, is falling apart, according to what he said. It seems like it's starting to become looser or weaker, I should say, as the days go by. This could be good news for NBA Youngboy, but I don't want to jump out on that too early because I haven't seen anything official that says that. We're just going by secondhand information here, and it seems like this lawyer thinks that there's still a possibility to find out more about this plea agreement involving NBA Youngboy's co-defendant. Like I said, it was entered in February, so there might be a reason why there's not that much information out there. The name is being withheld and things like that. Because dude might have, entered he might have testified against NBA Youngboy, or he might be actually helping NBA Youngboy's case. It's still up in the air based on what I'm hearing. Now, I'm no legal expert and I don't give legal advice, so please don't take this as such. But I don't know. It just seems like NBA Youngboy's case is working better and better for him as the time goes by. And one thing that leads me to believe this is the fact that all that evidence got taken out of the case against him. Remember the SD card with the video camera and stuff that showed a lot of the images of NBA Youngboy? That all got taken out and dismissed by the judge. So it looks like NBA Youngboy's, man, getting a better break of this situation. But this goes back to a report that came out about a week ago where NBA Youngboy's legal team was quoted by hiphopdx.com saying that, they believe that, they feel like they have a real good case for NBA Youngboy. Now, the headline said this. It said NBA Youngboy's legal team displays Teflon confidence ahead of court date. Now, NBA Youngboy will be heading back to court to start trial in his 2020 weapons case on May 16th, where he'll face up to 7 years behind bars. But his legal team is maintaining supreme confidence that their client will be exonerated, according to Rolling Stone. Now, remember, once we started hearing these stories about that evidence being taken out of the case or not being used against NBA Youngboy, and I should really say alleged evidence and potential evidence, because once it was taken out, I don't think it's considered evidence anymore. You know what I mean? And it seemed like during the time that this Rolling Stone report came out that NBA Youngboy's team was open about talking to Rolling Stone, and they seemed confident, maybe because they knew about this co-defendant entering that guilty plea. Now, it's looking like he'll be facing up to 10 years, according to some of the reports of what people are saying out there, right? And I'm wondering, is he going to take these charges, or is he taking the charges for these weapons? And then that's why they feel like NBA Youngboy will be fully exonerated. Now, at this time, we don't know that for a fact, but it seems pretty convenient, right? Seems like it seems like that's how things would play out if you really think about it. But you'll never know. Just like that lawyer said in the clip at the end, you still got to see what this plea has in it, because he said there could be paperwork in the plea where he's testifying against Youngboy or he's helping Youngboy. And as time will tell, we'll see how this plays out. But what do you guys think, man? Do you think that NBA Youngboy is getting a break in this case, or do you think that things are starting to work in his favor to where he could possibly go out of this innocent and be fully exonerated like his lawyer told the Rolling Stone? Or does it mean that, just because one of the co-defendants makes a plea agreement to where he pleads guilty to having these weapons, that it exonerates NBA Youngboy completely of any wrongdoing in this case? Even though there's been several times, and I got to make these points, there's been several times throughout this case where they've said, we've taken things out of the case, and they've said, his legal team, that they felt confident that he didn't do anything wrong. Now, on top of that, he still has the situation in Los Angeles, I believe, as far as a gun case there. And I'm wondering how that's going to work out as well. But this federal case right here is his biggest concern at the time. Now, his attorney, Drew Finland, has been open about, his innocence, and he jumped out immediately and pled not guilty. So we'll just have to see, man. And in May time frame, it looks like we're going to come up with some answers. Now, with that, this has been your boy Big Man. Do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And make sure you hit that notification bell, so that way you get a notification every time I drop this out content. And we out of here. Peace.